6:01 on this Monday morning. Hi, everyone. Crews are investigating a house fire in Langley that has left one woman dead. Flames broke out inside a home just after 9 o'clock last night on Grade Crescent near 203rd Street. Emergency crews were on scene in a matter of minutes and brought the two-alarm blaze under control, but the body of a 64-year-old woman was found inside. Police say she was the only person in the house at the time. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. A 31-year-old man from Burnaby is in custody this morning for allegedly attacking a service dog in Vancouver last night. Officers deployed a police dog named Shaq to help arrest a man after he was spotted driving a stolen van in East Vancouver at around 9 p.m. The suspect is believed to have stabbed the dog with a pair of scissors. He was eventually arrested with the help of other officers. Shaq was treated for minor wounds and another police officer suffered minor hand injuries. The suspect faces several criminal charges as well as charges for intending to harm a service dog. The deep freeze gripping the south coast will start thawing out today, but we're not out of the woods just yet, as a chance of snow is now in the forecast. The weekend was bitterly cold in most parts of BC. Temperatures in Vancouver dipped to -8 on Saturday night, but with the wind chill, that felt more like -13. Russ LeCate says things will start to warm up, but there is a chance of snow.
The air mass is simply too dry to support any significant snowfall, so from this particular weather system, skies will be overcast. We'll get very light snowflakes fluttering through the cold air, and eventually the flurries will pick up a bit later this morning into the middle of the afternoon. We might get a couple of centimeters.
Any accumulations as such, they'll be working with that as well, but right now it's just getting ready, listening to the weather office and talking to them over the next hour or so, and trying to get ready for this morning and in through the day.
As the temperatures warm up this week, there's still concern for the region's homeless population. An extreme weather alert is expected to remain in effect for at least another night. That keeps extra spaces open at overnight shelters, but there's also a need for shelter during the day. One location with an emphasis on mental health is now open 7 days a week thanks to a charitable donation.
Most of the shelters do shut their doors during the day, and so this would mean that it provides warmth and shelter for folks that are otherwise wandering the streets.
A 38-year-old man remains in custody this morning, allegedly responsible for an unusual rampage in Burnaby. RCMP say the suspect used 2 stolen vehicles to smash into 6 police cruisers yesterday morning. They were parked outside a community policing office at Lougheed Mall. The man was apprehended and taken to Burnaby Hospital. While being examined, he allegedly ripped off a sprinkler head, causing the emergency room to be evacuated. The ER is still operating despite flooding, but Fraser Health has asked patients to go to other facilities if possible.
Ultimately, the taxpayers of Canada are on the hook for that. We do not carry insurance. We are funded through the Canadian government, so this will come out of everybody's pockets, unfortunately.
The man is also suspected of ripping off a sprinkler head and causing damage before stealing a vehicle at a health facility in Surrey on Saturday. Police are asking for a psychiatric examination of the man, who is known to them. The search for an elderly woman on the North Shore has come to a sad ending. The body of Joan Warren was found yesterday afternoon in Lynn Canyon Park by a hiker not too far from the suspension bridge. The 76-year-old, who suffered from dementia, walked away from her care home on Lynn Valley Road on Friday. Police think she may have passed away from hypothermia. Police do not suspect foul play in the death of a homeless person near Victoria. A body was found in Goldstream Provincial Park yesterday. It had been there for several weeks or months, so the weather is not believed to have been a factor in the death. Up to 80,000 people are expected at a soccer stadium in Johannesburg, South Africa for tomorrow's memorial service honoring Nelson Mandela. Thousands of police officers will be working the event, ensuring that dozens of visiting world leaders and heads of state can grieve in a safe environment. Prime Minister Stephen Harper and his wife Lorraine will arrive in Johannesburg this morning. Flying with them are former Prime Ministers Jean Chrétien, Kim Campbell and Brian Mulroney, as well as NDP leader Thomas Mulcair and 3 Canadian premiers. A deepening political crisis in Thailand has prompted the Prime Minister to dissolve the lower house of Parliament and call for early elections. But those actions don't seem to be doing much good. A growing tide of 150,000 protesters paralyzed traffic today on major Bangkok roads, vowing to overthrow her. Ukraine's president has agreed to meet with the country's 3 former leaders to talk about defusing the tense political crisis currently gripping the country. Meanwhile, scores of riot police in full gear were deployed outside protest strongholds in Kiev. Yesterday, demonstrators toppled a statue of Vladimir Lenin, the Russian communist revolutionary and politician. The source of the outrage is over the government's suspension of talks with the European Union last month.